Extreme metal fires out a ton of releases in October and November. There is a lot. Allow me the favor of showing you my favorite and most interesting selection of new releases. Death Metal Pug is next. Welcome back to Death Metal Pug. I'm Mumford in Pugs. I want to be a rock star when I grow up. The purpose of this is to have fun and talk about music. If for some reason we can help out your band, project, or business, please reach out to us at deathmetalpug@gmail.com. I'd like to thank Glenn Benton for being on last week's episode. The Northern Lights recently appeared in Chicago. It was great. Oh man, a little bit of a disappointment. The band Drain comes to Chicago at the Concord April 4th next year. We can't make it. It's just simply a first world problems thing, so no hate there on that. See this Drain tour though, while they are still smaller, they are gonna blow up. We talked about Drain last week. I'd only listened to that album for a couple of days. Now that I've had more time with it, oh my gosh, I love it. My producer was right. Track 4, Nothing But Love, is the best. That riff, that message, Nothing But Love. That album is so cool. Heart emojis. A lot of stuff has been coming out in October and November. Let's get caught up on things that I think should be brought to your attention. The band All Hell released Sunsetter October 10th, 2025. Would have been great for Halloween, and the timing may be intentional. I didn't actually know about this band. I missed the Halloween opportunity, but maybe jam this at Pugsgiving this year with your turkey and Pugocopia. I understand there's a Skeleton Witch member, the guitarist, I think. And as you all know, I'm a Skeleton Witch fan, but this is not Skeleton Witch. I hear folks reference bands like Midnight and Hellripper here, although sometimes the tune's kind of slow in that Goat Horse style where the song is kind of like ripping along, and then there's like a tempo change down to like a chug, and then the vocals kind of like go to a lower register as well. I like this a lot better than Midnight though. If you want to test it out, jam the tracks 4 and 5. The Bleeding and the title track, Sunsetter. Those are my favorites so far. The song Path of Cain is awesome as well. We'd like to thank the Metal and Beer Snob for bringing this album and band to our attention. Check out Sunsetter by All Hell. Speaking of Halloween, Barren Path released Grieving October 31st this year. 12 songs, 14 minutes. Yes, it's grind, but not unlistenable grind. Vocals vary from deep to raspy. Very fast, furious drumming. Hard to pick a favorite as each song is like a shotgun blast to the dick, but it maintains a listenability about it. It's the soundtrack to a beatdown. It is fast AF. Favorites for me, the opening track, Relinquish, and then the closer as well. If you like grind, check out last year's Weeping album. I like that one even a little bit more than this one. I've been revisiting that album recently, as they're actually on tour with Vitriol later this month in Chicago, and I plan to go see them. In 2024, Weeping released Spiritual Barbarism, and it's a loud album, like kind of compressed, right? Vocals more upfront sounding, like the mic is like shoved down the throat of the vocalist. Crazier guitars, I think, too, with the sweeps and noises sprinkled in like rainbow cupcakes. I think my favorite on that album is probably the song Apathy. Check out the unhappy song titles on that Weeping album sometime. Are you a crazy person that gets up at like 5 a.m. like me? My day usually starts at 5. The first thing I do after taking a whiz is I walk and feed Death Metal Pug. Then I grab a glass of water and do a workout or walk or something. I'm still sleepy, but a little like Barren Path or Weeping in the Pods is better than Folgers for you. Check out Barren Path's album, Grieving. Jeremy put on his Bonginator 420 Libs of Shit shirt on as he headed out to a sold-out comedy show at the Raccoon Motel recently. Jeremy finally reminisced hanging out with Bonginator at the Chicago show where they opened for King Parrot earlier this year. Jabba Shots! Bonginator is a Boston-based death metal band formed in 2021, known for blending brutal riffs with absurd, weed-fueled humor and sci-fi themes. A little bit of the band bio and origins. It was formed in late 2021 by guitarist vocalist Eric Thornton. They are located in Boston, Massachusetts. They're an active band signed to Testimony Records. Thornton grew up singing in operas and cathedral choirs, studied briefly at Berklee College of Music, and then left to pursue heavier music. Before Bonginator, Thornton played in a metalcore band called Mindfuck, but shifted to death metal for more creative freedom. Is all that shit real? In short, Bonginator is a young but rapidly rising Boston death metal act that thrives on absurd, weed-soaked sci-fi narratives, brutal riffs, and tongue-in-cheek humor. They're carving out a niche as both a parody and a powerhouse in the death metal scene. Why didn't we just do the in short part? I first heard Bonginator through Jeremy, I'm pretty sure. I'm sure it was him who tipped me off to their last album, released on April 20th, of course, 2023, the Intergalactic Gore Bond of Deathpot. Yes, I said that right because we wrote it down, has a specific storyline to it, which is specifically and intentionally laid out in the intro of the album. As I remember it narrated, it's the year 4000 and pot cannot exist on Earth, so humans go to Jupiter to grow pot seeds. Lots of collaboration was on that Gorbond album. Devin Swank joined in on the first song on the album. Mutilation Barbecue and Snuffed on Sight and others appeared on that album as well. Now, Bonginator is death metal, not stoner doom metal, which can be confusing with similar band names out there like Bongzilla and Bong Ripper. 420 Pound Poop is the fan favorite song. Personally, I think the hidden gem on the album is the song From the Ashtray. It's got like a groovy opening to it. It reminds me of like a simple 6 Feet Under song. And I swear I hear like the Gate Creeper going, from the ashtray, like ashes, ashtray, get it? Not to be confused with Retro Gore. Retro Death from Bonginator was released April 24th this year.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
This guy does sound very Corpse Grinder like at times, more so on the last album and on this one a little bit too. The first song on this new album I have a hard time kind of vibing with due to the like weird 80s noises sprinkled in. I find it a little bit distracting. So there's nods to 80s movies on this album all over this thing. They Live for the first song and quote reference. Yes, we're talking about the Rowdy Piper John Carpenter They Live movie here. RoboCop for the second movie. On the album, they tend to painstakingly lay out like some long clips, ensuring we understand like the movie or like 80s reference they're trying to cite. The best example here would be the Ninja Turtle third song. It's called Pizza Something. It's kind of a weird one. I thought Gamma Bomb had the market cornered on this shit, but I guess not. The Turtle song just, kind of takes me out of the album and mood, quite frankly. The pizza song is just dumb. It's like narrating the Ninja Turtles story, and then at some point I hear like, you know, suck my turtle dick, and I'm like, what are we doing here? There's like a cool like guitar solo in this song, but not like a death metal guitar solo. Actually, the whole song is I wouldn't really consider it like, you know, death metal. The first half of this album, like I'm kind of communicating, I don't really enjoy it all that much. I was trying to figure out why, and I guess lazily I thought it was because the album maybe was done in haste, like rushed a little bit, but you know, it's hard to tell that nowadays because like computers are able to fix like guitar mistakes and timing mistakes and you know, punch up the loudness and tricks like that. But with so many guests and themes on this album, I feel like it was, you know, kind of planned out carefully in that way. I love Ignominious, the band Ignominious, but what is that stupid song they're on this thing? I think I like best the song Intruder Organism with Fulci. It's like a real song without like the beeps and 80s noises and stuff on it. Fulci, I guess, is already a bit of a throwback band anyway from like the 70s and 80s. Otherwise, you know, I didn't really vibe with this album. The 80s stuff is just distracting. I don't like it. It's like too campy like that. I guess I'd say the last two tracks on it are the best. Music tracks. The last track on this album was like more like synth 80s kind of stuff. But you know, like, was everybody in this band born in the year 2000s, or you know, I mean, what's with the 80 love? Why didn't you get the rights to like Predator and Rambo and stuff? So hey, half the time I'm wrong. Check out Bonginator's new album, Retro Death. Let's touch base on this Krixkar album, The Womb of the World, which came out November 7th. Krixquor. Crazy dense shit here. Comparisons that are kind of at least close would be like Blunt Os Nord, maybe Ulcerate, dense, sometimes cinematic. 4 tracks, 50 minutes. Each song is a huge story, layered in synths, guitars, cavernous background vocals. You could listen to this 10 times and probably feel different about it each time. Krixkar are for kids. Did we look up any info about them? Krixkar is a London-based death metal band formed in 2011. Known for their occult-inspired themes and sprawling, chaotic compositions. The name comes from the Krixkar bird in Kenneth Grant's esoteric text Against the Light, symbolizing something born of Aeon, without a word outside the circles of time. None of that made sense to me. I thought this was a new band, but they have another whole full length to check out. This isn't for everyone, but it is for some of you. Check out Womb of the World by Krixkar. Is Incantation just not cavernous enough for you? Check out Putrevore's new album, Unending Rotting Cycle, which my music app released to me on Veterans Day this year. If you like this, and I think you will, there's a whole back catalog to check out from these guys. The prior stuff may have been mixed a little like too compressed with the vocals. No intro on Unending Rotting Cycle. It jumps right into the horrific, demonic, monstrous vocals straight away. The vocals do remain on top of the guitars like in the past, but with like a better mix this time. Guitars layer in behind the vocals with a mostly like melodic melodies depending on the speed of the track. I think the vocals work better though when they're like slowed down though. The guitars and drums keep steady, never really getting like flashy, keeping their brand of death metal dark. What I like about Putrevore is the songs never get too long. It's not that I'm opposed to like long songs, of course, but with the big like cavernous sounds for some bands, for a lot of them, it kind of drags out the song sometimes in kind of like an uninteresting way if it goes too long. There is like a little poppy bass back behind the mix as well. I'd say there's almost like a chill vibe to this music. It can like kind of be in the background too, almost like the old CC albums. And it has almost like a steady like bolt thrower kind of vibe to it too. If you're vibing with this album, like I said, this band, you can enjoy it for a long period of time because they've got a whole bunch of albums stacked up. Check out Putrevore's Unending Rotting Cycle. Speaking of bolt thrower, it's easy to take the band 1914 for granted. 1914 is a historical project wrapped up in extreme metal, using music as a medium to remind listeners of the devastation and absurdity of war. This Ukrainian band takes its name from the year World War I began. Death metal, melodic death metal, blackened death metal, I think gets us in the area here. Although they go back a little further, we all discovered 1914 via their excellent 2018 album, The Blind Leading the Blind. I've never seen them live, but ever since that album, I've wanted to see them since it came out. The German word Strobt comes up a lot. This military reference is to a special assault unit in Germany, in the German military I should say, particularly during World War I, used for infiltration, trench raids, and close quarters combat. You can see why these themes would mix with the music so well. Not vague references to World War I in the music here. It's the entire theme. Sometimes 1914 will build a big song opus around like a moment in time or like a battle, like the song The 100 Days Offensive from Blind Leading the Blind. The album contains sound bites that are of historical perspective or narration, or like old-timey songs, like how they start Blind Leading the Blind's album with what sounds like a historical song from the 1910s played on an old record player with the faint like record playing static kind of thing going on. Their last album was released in October 2021. Since then, Ukraine has been involved in a real war with Russia, which means this shit isn't funny. Every album starts out with a track titled War In, including this new 1914 album, Viribus Unitus, which just came out November 14th this year, featuring an old-time record player start to the song as well. According to Copilot, the album's name probably means like United Forces or like United Strength. I stated earlier, it's easy to take this 1914 band for granted. Generally, their music is a mix of a style you've heard before, mixed with these historical contexts, but the music is done very well. And this new album added some ambitious features to it, in my opinion. The instruments blend together very nicely to create like a huge, fast, smooth songs. You don't always notice like the smooth speed to this band. Musicians would recognize the awesome way and how like the riffs are melted together with the drums pummeling almost like constantly behind the music. I think the album builds a historical story, with this one electing to lay out like maybe dates chronologically, like 1914, 1915, and so forth, all the way through 1919 to tell this story. I've never really dug too deep to learn like about the specific battles or stories here. Kudos to you if you have. I'm sure there's a lot there. It's probably a bit of a chore though, is like a lot of, sometimes the songs on the album are sung in like German or Ukrainian. I'm not actually sure. 1914 never shorts you. Including this new album, this thing's like an hour long. The album almost has like two parts to it. I'm thinking the first half is like the fast, evil in battle kind of stuff, since it runs chronological. And I'll note tracks like 1914 through 1917 are blistering fast. Smooth, evil, fast riffs, vocals, drums just kind of ripping through. The song 1917 has a purposeful kind of like outro to it, and then the The song 1918 Part 1 has one of those like historic old war type things they do, but then the track moves to like a slow stomp with like a cool guitar riff about it. The lyrics read like they lost the battle. The music feels sad, like the world is ending or their time is ending. So the sequence behind each of the three-part 1918 songs read like this, probably making it obvious from a storyline perspective. So part 1, Wounded in Action. Part 2, Prisoner of War. Part 3, A Duty to Escape. Very ambitious and very well executed sequence, purposefully slowed down. Part 3 ending with vocals from the founding vocalist of My Dying Bride. That addition alone sends a vibe through this album. There's a bit of a change up in the second to last song on this album, or track I guess I'll say. It's very sad. It's an incredible mix of vocals on this album for sure that you'll experience. Their last album was 4 years ago, and if you've liked whatever they've done in the past, they've leveled up here, so I think you're gonna like it. This album is a fucking monster. Is this their best album? I'll let you decide. All I know is I want to see them live. Let's go strong! Check out 1914's new album, Viribus Unitus. That's it! Get metal.